Sinkholes are freaky, and they can happen at any time, even during our intro. Trace here for DNews, people, and sinkholes are now on my list of things I fear most, right under trapped by a wildfire and above giant spider attacks. Sinkholes! This week, a man was asleep in bed in his Florida home when suddenly the earth gave way under his house. It was a sinkhole. He screamed for his brother, who rushed in to save him, but even with those few seconds, it was too long. He was beyond help. I know the best way to get over a fear of something is to get to know it, so here goes. Sinkholes happen when the bedrock of the earth is slowly worn away by erosion. It's particularly common in places that are built mostly on limestone because it's so susceptible to that erosion. Under the topsoil is a layer called the overburden. Then under that is bedrock, which sounds tough and solid, but it's actually filled with cracks and crevices that water is constantly wheedling away at. As the water eats away at the rock, the overburden starts to fall down into the space left behind, and after a while, the only thing holding up the surface is a thin crust of soil. Until a person walks over it, of course, because it all collapses. Sinkholes! In 2010, Guatemala City was hit by Hurricane Agatha, and after being slammed with 45-mile-an-hour winds, the rain finally proved too much and caused this gaping hole to swallow an entire factory. The thing is 60 feet across and like 100 feet deep. It looks Photoshopped, but it most definitely is not. It's just scary. Luckily, no one was injured. Guatemala City is built on ancient volcanic ash and pumice, which is kind of like gravel, and when it erodes, this happens. And it could happen anytime. Anytime a hard rain comes or whatever, there's nothing they can do. Sinkholes! Sinkholes aren't always caused by rain or nature. Sometimes humans screw things up. We're pretty good at that. Broken sewer pipes, flooded mines, and other underground exploits have all been known to cause sinkholes. Last month, this happened in the Guangdong province of southern China. An entire building was swallowed in the blink of an eye. This 30-foot wide sinkhole sucked up an underground train station and all the buildings around it. The most famous sinkhole field is probably the Sari-Sari-Nama sinkhole field in Venezuela. The largest, Sima Humboldt, is 1,154 feet wide and nearly that deep, which means if you put New York's Chrysler Building down into that hole, you'd be looking over the edge at the very top of that antenna. Sinkholes! So what can we do? Nothing. How can we detect them? We don't really have a plan. If the holes are still covered with overburden, they just appear to be solid ground until someone walks on them. The best plan we got? Look around at sinkhole-prone places for unexpectedly dying plants because their roots might be exposed underneath the earth. Otherwise, there is not much we can do until the ground starts to dip. What crazy natural